Okay, having a look at 2017 C1, and there's two questions. Question 6 and question 8. So question 6, equation of a tangent. So write out your formula first of all. Now it doesn't give you the point, but it tells you it crosses the x-axis. Now anything crosses the x-axis when y equals 0. So let's put 0 into our y equation, so that's y is 0, and trying to solve for x. So bringing this across, and then bringing your 2 across. So x squared is 8x to the half. I'm going to bring this x over here and divide. So x2 divided by x to the half equals 8. If you're dividing numbers, you subtract the indices. 2 take away a half is 1 1/2. Now what that means is the square root of x cubed. So when I'm bringing my cube over here, it becomes a cube root of 8. So root x equals 2. When I'm bringing my root over, opposite of root is squared. So it becomes 2 squared. So x is 4. So there is my point. X is 4, y is 0. So plugging it in here. So y is 0 and x is 4. Now I've got to work out the gradient. So just go over to the side again. And you have got your y equation. I'll just write it in terms of powers as opposed to roots. So it's a half x squared. To find your gradient, you have to differentiate it. Differentiate that. Power goes to front and multiply, and then take 1 off. Power goes to front and multiply, so that becomes 1 and take 1 off. You're told that x is 4. So to work out your gradient, you put 4 into that. That means 2 over x to the half, which is the square root of 4, minus 4. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 over 2 is 1, and 1 take away 4. So plugging all that together over here, y equals m x minus 4. And just tidying that up gives you y equals minus 3x add 12. Now, the next question we're going to do is question 8. So the volume. First of all, you've got a hemisphere. So it's half the volume of the sphere. And then it is attached to a cylinder. The volume of the cylinder is the area, pi r squared, times h. You're told that volume is pi over 3. So 4 over 2 cancels, give you a 2 on top. There's a pi in each term, so you can just cancel it off. I'm going to multiply everything by 3 just to get rid of the fractions. So that becomes 1 equals 2r cubed plus 3r squared h. I want h on its own, so I'm moving this over first. And then I'm going to move this over and it becomes a division. And that's what the question part 1 is asking you to find. Part 2 is all to do with the surface area. The surface area is the base, which is a circle, pi r squared, plus the cylinder, which is the circumference, pi d, times the height, plus the hemisphere, which is half of the sphere. So just tidying this up. Pi r squared, diameter, remember, is 2 radii, so it's 2 pi r h, plus 2 pi r squared. Pi r squared at 2 pi r squared is 3 pi r squared. 2 pi r, h is over here, so 1 minus 2 r cubed over 3 r squared. Expanding that out, you get 2 pi r over 3 r squared minus 4 pi r4 over 3 r squared. Tidying up, 3 pi r squared plus 2 pi over 3r minus 4 pi r squared over 3. So 3 pi r squared minus 4 pi r squared. So 3 take away 4 over 3 gives me 5 over 3 plus 2 pi over 3r. Now, part 3 is finding the max min. So it's ds, differentiate it, set it equals 0. I'm just going to set it up so I can differentiate it because I can't differentiate r on the bottom. So it's 5 pi r squared over 3 plus 2 pi over 3, bring that r up as a minus 1. Now I can differentiate. ds by dr is 10 pi r over 3 minus 2 pi over 3 r to the minus 2. you want to set that equal to 0. So ds by dr equals 0. So it's 10 pi r over 3 minus 2 pi over 3. I'm just going to pop that in the bottom. Bring that over to the other side. So 2 pi over 3 r squared. Pi's on top lines, 3's in the bottom lines. You can cancel off. Now I can cross multiply. 10 r cubed equals 2. So r cubed equals a fifth. So r equals the cube root of a fifth. And to finish off these questions, you always must find the second derivative. So here's my first derivative. So just differentiate that again. So r will disappear. Minus 2 comes in front to be plus 4 pi over 3 r to the minus 3. And if you just pop that r in the bottom row, because it's a minus index, your r is a positive value. And if you substitute that into your second derivative, everything's going to be positive. You don't have to work it out, because it will work out to be a positive number. So bigger than 0, which means it's a minimum.